doing today? Hope you're all doing well. It's another day, another video. Thank you to all of you who are returning viewers and subscribers. If you are a viewer but have not yet hit subscribe, I hope you are willing to do so because you like what you see on this channel. And thank you to all those who are continuing to come back. If you are subscribers, I really appreciate all of you who have stuck with me through all of my videos. If you're from the beginning or if you are a new subscriber, thank you. It's been a very busy but productive day. You saw a little bit of me ironing. I got the urge and I blame the medication that I'm on. While I'm not 100% there yet to be feeling better, I am starting to, I have lots of energy. Let's put it that way. I have lots of energy, but I do not feel 100% better yet with my head. However, I can't sit still. So I got the urge. I did go out a little bit today just to get my energy back because I am going back to work tomorrow. And in the process, I bought a rug for my dining room. And so along with that, I decided to iron some curtains because the curtains in my dining room were never ironed and they were really bothering me. And so I took it upon myself today to get out the ironing board. Actually, it's always out. It's directly above me in the craft room. That's not a craft room yet. And I took the time, roughly 2 hours, to iron the 6 panels of curtains in this room to make sure that they looked presentable. And then I deep cleaned. I put all the remaining Christmas decorations away that I've had up that I just didn't want to put away yet. And then I went ahead and put my rug down because I wanted to make sure that the space was clean and presentable for the new rug that I put down. So that is all done and I'm very pleased with how everything looks. I even went ahead and decorated. It's not prepared yet. So I'm not going to show you yet until I know exactly how I want to do it. But I put a few more things. Since I took down the garland around Henry, I decided to put a few things up just a couple things on my faux mantelpiece because I don't want it to be sparse. So I put a picture up that I framed recently of, I know I call it the crowns, but I think it's, I forget who did it, but it says Gloriana and has a whole bunch of crowns. I stitched it a few years ago and I just finished framing it back in December. And then I put a couple gnomes up there, but I will, whenever I know exactly how I want it for the next few months, I will show you what that looks like. Anyways, I do have a little bit of progress to show you, but before I do that, I wanted to read you something that one of my goals for the year, or one of my resolutions, things that I want to do this year is read more. I have been reading out of my Daily Stoic book that I got last week. This is a book that I purchased it on Amazon, and it's just a little bit, it's a daily devotional on philosophy from the ancient world that you just read a little bit from each day or for each day, and it helps you be more mindful and peaceful. And I don't know, I'm not totally ingrained into this yet, but yesterday's hit home with me. And so I wanted to read it to all of you because I think a lot of people can do well with this. And I don't often do this, and I'm not a very good reader out loud, so bear with me. But this is called Peace in Staying the Course. And this is written by Seneca. which was a philosopher in Greece, maybe. I need to do more research into the Stoics. So it says, tranquility can't be grasped except by those who have reached an unwavering and firm power of judgment. The rest constantly fall and rise in their decisions, wavering in a state of alternately rejecting and accepting things. What is the cause of this back and forth? It's because nothing is clear and they rely on the most uncertain guide, common opinion. So that was written in the Moral Letters 95.57b, 58a. So, and then their little synopsis that they wrote is, in Seneca's essay on tranquility, he uses the Greek word euthymia, which he defines as believing in yourself and trusting that you are on the right path, and not being in doubt by following the myriad footpaths of those wandering in every direction. It is the state of mind, he says, that produces tranquility. Clarity of vision allows us to have this belief. That's not to say we're always going to be 100% certain of everything, or that we even should be. Rather, it's that we can rest assured we're heading generally in the right direction. That we don't need to constantly compare ourselves with other people or change our mind every 3 seconds based on new information. Instead, tranquility and peace are found in identifying our path and in sticking to it, staying the course, making adjustments here and there naturally, but ignoring the distracting sirens who beckon us to turn toward the rocks. So I thought that was really meaningful in my personal life, but which I took a lot of thinking about. But also, I thought that also plays a lot into social media and even cross stitch whenever it comes to, I know a lot of people have a hard time with doing cross stitch patterns in a unique way, and they are always looking for guidance or having to do it another way because somebody else did it a different way. And sometimes you just got to stay the course or do things the way that you want to do them because you need to be creative. And so I think that was a very meaningful, it meant a lot to me, and I just wanted to share it with all of you. Take it for what you want and what you will, and if it meant something to you, great, and if not. And sometimes if it's something I read hits home to me, I might share it with you on my channel. All right, so a couple things that are happening since I've been on a cleaning spree. Not a cleaning spree, I did do a lot of cleaning, but I've just been getting more comfortable in my home. I do have a few things that I still need to hang up, and I identified a spot for one thing that I'm going to be hanging up. I might still do it tonight. If not tonight, excuse me, I will definitely be doing it tomorrow. And that is the very thing that got me back into cross stitch. I want to say 2016. No, I can't see it because I think the signature's covered up. I think I did this back in 2016. So I learned how I learned how to cross stitch years and years and years ago from my mother. I was probably maybe middle school. I think that's a common theme by cross stitchers. But then I lost interest. I picked it back up when I was in college, or maybe right out of college, and then I lost it again. And then around 2016, I saw a pattern and I picked it back up. So I found this pattern, and this is the one that got me back into it. And this was a Janlin kit that I bought on Amazon, which was Old World Map. And so here it is. And I got it framed at Joann's. And I've had it hanging in my apartment ever since. But I have not hung it here in this house since I moved, because I wasn't sure where I wanted to hang this at. So I stitched this back. Well, there would be the signature actually, or the date, but it's in Roman numerals. And so I stitched this back in I believe it was 2016. This is on 14 count Aida, 2/1. I did it exactly as called for, except a few things that I omitted. I didn't do the beads that were with the kit. I also didn't do a lot of the back stitch on the globes itself, such as some of the, I think there were a few words that I omitted, like place names, as well as the longitude and latitude lines, because I wanted to leave it more clean. So, but for the most part, that was the first piece that got me back into cross stitch 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, because it was spring, summer of 2016 that I started this. And from there, I took a deep dive into cross stitch. So I just thought I'd share it with you before I hang it up on the wall. So I believe what I'm going to do is hang it at the top of the staircase. So as you're going up the stairs, there's a wall directly at the top of the stairs. I think I'm gonna put it there. That way, every time I walk up the stairs, I'm looking at that cross stitch. All right, so the last thing I have to share with you today is the project I've been working on. Today when I went to Michael's, I picked up the floss that I need to finish the project, just so I have everything and I don't need to worry about it. So I will put this in a project bag just so I have it handy and I know where it's at and I don't lose it. So I will keep those handy until I'm ready to use them. And I've made some decent progress on the January block of, I guess I could show you. This is Modern Folk Embroideries, Reaching Skyward. So far, I've used everything in the original design. Yes, I've stitched everything in the original design. However, as I've been looking at the two, because I printed this off because my printer, I have a software program that I can print multiple pages on the same thing. And so I printed them side by side. That way, whenever it goes to being able to pick and choose which design piece elements I want, there are definitely going to be design elements I choose from the alternative versus the original. So, and when I get to there, I will stitch them and then I will show you. But I'm gonna keep that a surprise until after I stitch it. So, but so far, pretty much all I've done is border. And here is the project. So, but just so you know, I am stitching, the contrasting color is DMC 06 or 6, which is one of their, we say new colors, but they're not new anymore. They've been out for like 3 or 4 years, but they're rarely used. So 06, which is like a light gray, purpley, taupey gray, but when you stitch it on this fabric that I'm using, it almost looks creamy white. And then my main color is 3829, which is a beautiful brassy gold. And here is my progress so far. So this is the entire width of the design. Again, I have both corners done, and I'm just working on this top border. So again, this is, here we go. This is 40 count burnt umber from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, so 40 count linen in the color burnt umber. while it looks purple, it's kind of like a dark, I guess it is kind of like a dark purpley red brownie color fabric. And I'm stitching 1/2 on the fabric using the DMC. And that's my progress. I'm going to keep going. So far I have the entire border for the January block done. Now, I was thinking about, am I going to be able to keep up with this for the entire year and do month by month? I don't know. So far, January is a very, there's a lot of things I want to do craft-wise this year, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to maintain such a dense stitch along, because we're not even to the densest, the most dense, most dense parts of this design yet, and it's a lot of stitching. So I will keep up as long as I can, but I didn't buy this, and I'm not doing this to be in the stitch along. I'm doing this because I really like this design. So there we go. Anyways, that's my progress today. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead of you if you're going back to work and if you're working this week. And if you're not, I hope you have a great crafting week. And as always, continue to do the things that you love and continue to craft the things that you want to craft. And don't feed into the temptations of what other people are doing and telling you to do. Do the things that drive you, according to Seneca. So until I see you tomorrow, don't forget to always be creative.